Darrington Ferguson, council candidate for the People's National Party, Papine Division.
Pressure is building in the Papine Division as the People's National Party, PNP, took aim at the JLP's Venetia Phillips and her seat during a party meeting in Papine, St. Andrew this week. A challenge was issued as the party seeks to dominate the polls. More from Celine Campbell.
Political shots are intensifying against political turncoat Venetia Phillips. Phillips, the incumbent in the Papine Division, officially crossed the floor to sit with the Jamaica Labour Party, JLP, in December of last year. Councillor Phillips contends the PNP of old is not the same today, feeling no remorse over her move. However, during a party meeting in the division on Wednesday, PNP's General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell reminded PNP supporters of what he describes as their list of motivations to vote. And topping his list was the move by the sitting councillor.
On the morning when they give you the number 2 HB pencil, and you look on the ballot paper, and you see Ferguson Darrington, and then you see that other name, and you see the head beside Darrington, and while you take up your pencil, and say you see this your ex here, this your ex of a traitor who take the PNP seat, can't go off and live right. This your ex here.
Dr. Campbell now reasons she played a critical role in the party's demise at the time.
We lost Eastern St. Andrew. You know why we lose Eastern St. Andrew? Because the same smarty we run gone over the deception side, sabotage the PNP and make portion of get to resign as Prime Minister. One more X beside the head.
The man who is going to show Venetia Phillips that you are a traitor, you do not survive and success cannot be yours.
Meanwhile, party leader Mark Golding, in his charge to councillor candidates, placed strong emphasis on the importance of PNP candidate for the Papine Division, Darrington Ferguson, wresting the power from his former comrade.
Comrade Darrington, I have full faith and confidence in you to bring home Papine for the People's National Party.
Come Monday, February 26, the JLP's Venetia Phillips will battle the PNP's Darrington Ferguson at the polls in a seat closely watched.
Hear about their gunman that they set to kill Venetia. And the plot failed when the police intervened because the police know there's tension. They make their presence felt in the area. And as soon as they roll up in the community, the boy of them with them gun start fire shot off at the police, and the people them come out because them a tell lie upon the police, them say them are the aggressor, and it's not true. And I have heard it from credible sources within the constituency. Here's the police's side of the story. Police say man pull gun and cops led to Augustown shooting. The St. Andrew police have refuted accusations made by residents in Augustown, St. Andrew, into the events surrounding Wednesday's shooting and injuring of a man in the community. The residents on Thursday mounted roadblocks in protest of the shooting.
This is what is happening. In Augustown right now. And they're not joking, the guys are not joking now because I just come and finish and they say they're not voting. They're not voting for anybody green, and it's their decision to vote for who they want to vote for.
They claimed that the police who reportedly shot and injured the man were not wearing uniform and entered the community in an unmarked vehicle. The residents added that the lawmen did not identify themselves before opening fire at the now injured man. Senior Superintendent of Police, SSP Marlon Nesbitt, commanding officer for St. Andrew Central, refuted the claim made by residents. He stated that the cops were on operation and came upon a group which aroused their suspicion. About 1:40 p.m., a team of officers were on duty in the Augustown area when they came upon a group of persons in the African Gardens area. Men within this group aroused police suspicion, resulting in the decision to check these men. As the police alighted from the service vehicle, one man drew a firearm and pointed it at the police, who took evasive action and fired at this man. He ran, continued to point the weapon at the police, and was shot in the process. He then ran into the premises and the police followed. SSP Nesbitt stated, on entering the premises, the police were able to retrieve the firearm, a Glock pistol with magazine containing 10 rounds. In the process of assisting the injured man, who was identified as Jermaine O'Mealy, to the hospital, the converged crowd physically prevented the police and subsequently had to retreat due to the boisterous crowd. SSP Nesbitt stated that O'Mealy was a suspect in a murder investigation in St. Andrew South Division last June and was also suspected in other criminal incidents. Nesbitt also sought to refute claims that the shooting was politically motivated. I must dispel this notion, he said, because the team of police that went there, from my certain knowledge, are professional around their work and are not in any way aligned to a political party and such type behaviors. This certainly is not so. From the police perspective, I must advise members of the public that we will endeavor at all times to be true to our oath of office and to be professional at this time as the election period unfolds. End of quote.
The period since I've been campaigning, up to Monday when Senator Bunton and I was walking, we realized that they were taking pictures and trying to find out, and we were trying to figure out what intelligence could they attain at this time for someone who have been in the DIU department and have been here for years. And therefore, I actually introduced myself to them on Monday, and it's kind of surprising to me to see this kind of action coming from them, because I see these action as intimidated and I see it as a threat to my campaign. We are saying to the JCF and all the agencies that is affiliated with that we would like to have the kind of peace that is in Augustown that the residents have demonstrated and deserve, and that kind of behavior of trying to divide the residents because of political motive, yes or no, we will not accept.
Guys, the people and the police, them never in a no problem until them decide say they want to do Venetia things because she crossed the floor. And I show you guys the videos and all the things that they have said following the threat of Mark Golding calling Venetia traitor on the political platform and getting his mob and his cult to go after her. These people are trying to make it look like the police are intervening or interfering in an election process. That's not so. If there's a threat to the candidate's life, they have a duty to carry out their job to intercept that threat or the threat to anybody's life. So what they're coming and talking now, like say them want to blame the police and them not talk about what them set up against Venetia. They're not talking about it. I encourage all well-thinking Jamaican not to support these people. They are a threat to the society, and I encourage the police them to continue doing their job. I have been warning guys for a long time, for 3 years, that these guys are very dangerous.
I'm a Darrington, councillor for Papine Division. As has been said, Comrade Darrington, you gave me one of the sweetest feelings when you won your victory in Papine. Believe you me, because your opponent, we don't say nothing. Let us glad say you give it a victory. Cross, 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 cross. And I want to thank everybody inside here who played any role in that happening. You know, who step forward with Darrington and make sure say we win the Papine Division. Because what? We now have the KSAMC, Andrew Sweeney is the mayor, and he's doing good things. We're doing good things. So it is a wonderful thing, really a wonderful thing. Want to big up Comrade Patricia Duncan Sutherland, next Member of Parliament. And you know, you have a candidate in Trisha, who is a very experienced person. She has lived through many things in life. She is very capable, and her heart is with the people. She will be an excellent Member of Parliament, an excellent representative for you. And I know that she's working hard to make that happen, and she has my full support, full support.
Small businesses in Augustown should enjoy the University Township. And presently now, we are restricted by so many other security, which is, I believe it is unfair. But at the same time, when we understand the issue and the environment, we need to find a balance so that the people themselves can enjoy a decent life, do their business, and decide whether or not they want to keep their party. Because you can keep a party next week, this week, you shut down here, that boy, you can't keep party, and there's no explanation. The people are not a part of a process that let them feel as if we are in this together. What I would really like to see, because as a councillor, I get the complaints every day. And therefore, I tell them that we want to see the kind of conversation between the state security, the community security, and how we work those things through.
And so we can't pick up ourselves because we have enough potential here in our Augustown. But the bigger thing, the other thing I think that we need to deal with is the ZOSO and the lack and the problem you have when you don't know how will a ZOSO get lifted. Yes, Comrade Donna Scott Matley and Comrade Leader, this is a problem we have to solve. What will cause a ZOSO to be lifted in a community? This is the longest standing ZOSO in Augustown in Jamaica. From them introduce it, a ZOSO is introduced, and it's still under ZOSO. When you come into your community and you see soldier checkpoint, it gives you a different kind of viewpoint of your community. You don't feel good. When do you take up a soldier checkpoint? When do you stop putting people under pressure? When do you begin to move that ZOSO out into development? And what will cause it to be lifted? Because there must be a way to get out of underneath a particular kind of oppressive law. That police can come in here and say curfew today.
Developing the policy as to how you come out of this situation.
Yes, what can go so?
Them yes. Inna my leg, inna my leg. Them I put a little bit, no reason why, and I put them a lead.
So there is this lady who is running, says she's running in St. Andrew Eastern. Recently, they had a meeting, let me call it that, a meeting. It wasn't no conference at the Augustown Primary School. And me here say, she rile up the people them in Augustown to tell the ZOSO to leave. But that woman crazy. She don't know Augustown. She don't know Augustown when guns were barking in Augustown.
All them attack, all them attack. You see all them attack, all them attack, all them attack. I could be all them attack.
She don't know Augustown when the elderly people used to have to run under them bed at night time when them hear the gunshot them. She don't know Augustown. Look at Augustown now. Look at Augustown now. If you go to Augustown, your mouth will open when you see the kind of road them in Augustown. I not say every road done, but you walk around and see what kind of pretty road there are Augustown. People have water because we put in water pipes. People have proper light because them have them prepaid meter. Lots have been done in Augustown, and this lady won't come and rile them up and talk about Get rid of ZOSO. Where she come from?
Beat and teach, beat and teach, beat and teach. Step over there, make everybody see. Just in a beat and teach.
The things that we are clear on is that once we take government, Patrick and I, as MPs, and our councillors, Vivian and Darrington, will be advocating very strongly for the station to be relocated and to be put in a place that has more access. And we think it can be done in the context of the overall university town and Papine redevelopment plan.
Concerns were also made by the opposition about the use of station diaries at the station. It's hoped that the gifts will soon bring an end to this experience.
Electronic station diaries are in some stations, but it would seem that Papine has not gotten that facility as yet. So we would hope that that program will also get to the Papine Police Station, because we are in 2025 now. Times are getting modern, and it's difficult for police to be writing in diaries and filling out diaries, and even the storage of the diaries sometimes are very bulky. And if we can get things electronically, it will really help the police to provide better service to the citizens. So.
In the meantime, the opposition is advocating for proper communication mechanisms for not just the Papine Police Station, but August Town and Matilda's Corner as well.
It is important that our police are properly equipped. It's important because we also want to encourage a better partnership between police and citizens. Over the last few months, we have had some series of events that have been reported as police brutality, in some cases resulting in some killings, and some cases just videos of one elderly man in Maypen being hit with batons. We know that this is not the preferred way of policing, but we also know that we need to stand up against it. So those who do not understand that having a good relationship with the citizens is important if policing is going to be effective.
The opposition says it is encouraged by the type of policing in the Papine Division and is encouraging other divisions to follow suit, especially at the leadership of the High Command.
I am making an appeal to Dr. Kevin Blake to make sure that his own rhetoric and conversation is not one that encourages brutality on the part of the police force, but discourages it, because it is possible to have good policing, and that results in a reduced murder rate and reduced violence.
The officers were also happy for the gifts.
The team at Papine, we are quite elated to have gotten these things, and it will definitely help us, in providing quality service to the members of the public, which are our customers.
Adrian Williams for CVM News.